So we invite you to live vicariously through us as we go into these conference together and the world of music and house as a whole, and we experience life together. Now, his range of work has covered pretty much a lot of genres. He has collaborated with many artists, including Quincy Jones, Huey Blake, Dr. Billy Green, Clark Terry, Junior, Cannonball, National, and there's some people in jazz, and there's many more, but also in gospel, Dr. that we can. Now, he attended school here in Nashville, Tennessee. His undergraduate and graduate at State University. He was a great performer, a solo artist, and he also did groupings and musical reviews, composed with people such as John Bench. And he had his own Bob Hope excursion. He was actively involved in the national recording industry as one of the first African-American arrangers and producers with popular rhythm and blues and gospel and country artists as well as classical and jazz. Served as musical director of the 1960 Night Train, and that was here locally here in Nashville, Tennessee. It was WTBS at that time, WLAC at that time, but now it's known as WTBS. So I mean, that was something a little bit before our time, because you know what? This home was so brilliant that it was living like today and yesterday. And even you can see with the orchestra itself, its uniqueness. Violins 20 years ago, you hardly heard about that. But today, you hear a lot of it. But that was Bob Hope. As you can see, the harp player. And I tell you, jazz, you never would have thought it 40 years ago. That was the Bob Hope that we know and we did. But he served as the musical director of that night train as a program director, and he was a great person. He was a music teacher here at the Board of Education, Metro School. And one thing about Mr. Holmes in those days, he went to all the public schools and taught violin. And today it's totally different. And he did not stop there because he formed a group called the Promoter Street, and that's some of the people that you see here. We are still happy. Not only that, he wanted to make sure that we had education. So he made sure that we had full scholarships. Some of us had full scholarships. Mr. Holmes was living, his cloud was and everything. He was just a good person. Now, some of the students pursued professional careers and became noted conductors. Now, we have Dr. George K. Roberts, Dr. K. George Roberts, who's a 72 graduate here at Fisk University. And not only is she a conductor, but the first woman to earn the Doctor of Musical Arts in conducting. Now, that is something great, and she was part of the promotion as well as the Orchestra here in Nashville as well. We also have another one, which is William Fitzpatrick, who became a great conductor and in the world of music. Now, we are thankful for the positive influence that Mr. Holmes has brought in our lives. And as he said, we will see some footage and video in a little bit. Many of his students have gone on, other than the ones that are conducting successful careers in diverse fields, while continuing music as a second profession or application. During the peak years, concert with Duke Ellington, and this was in 1973, on this very stage, we performed, all of us, and we're celebrating Duke Ellington's birthday tonight, as a matter of fact. The instrumentation of the orchestra crowd included some jazz and African melodies. There was a unique strings, again, a harp and a jazz. So we are doing this today. We are enjoying us doing this today. We've not had much practice, but you know what? That doesn't matter. We still do the good. We still have that vibe. Bob Hope began living before this time. So, over 40 years later, we are fortunate in being able to reunite and represent some of the flavors for the occasion of the 52nd centennial. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the orchestrated crowd, and our director station is Vando Rogers.
Hello, I'm Marcus D. Williams, and I began playing with the Fisk University Jazz Ensemble, later known as the Orchestrated Crowd, in the fall of 1970. It was my freshman year, and Bob Holmes recruited me to play guitar for the ensemble, although much of my time spent in the ensemble was playing bass in later years. At the time, Wesley Biles was the first bass player. He played both upright acoustic bass as well as electric bass, and he was a magnificent musician. But he graduated, and after he graduated, I was the one that assumed the bass chair. We had a great time in the Orchestrated Crowd. We did television shows, we traveled and performed in places like Los Angeles, Chicago, and Virginia. And some of us even got a chance to do some recording studio work over on Music Row here in Nashville. I'm sure you heard of all the luminaries we played with, such as Duke Ellington, Quincy Jones. In fact, we played with Quincy Jones twice. Once was at the Coconut Grove in the Ambassador Hotel in Los Angeles, and the second time was right here in Nashville at the Fisk Arts Festival in the spring. I met and was mentored by Ray Brown. Ray Brown was one of the preeminent bass players of the day, and Bob Holmes was instrumental in getting me a National Endowment for the Arts grant to study and mentor with Ray Brown during my January project. It's difficult in this short time to summarize how much Bob Holmes and the Orchestrated Crowd meant to me. He was a true mentor to me, even though I must have got under his last nerve. He was an amazing musician, composer, arranger, and conductor. He gave us so much and asked so little for himself. Bob Holmes inspired a lifelong passion for performing, writing, and recording music. I continued to perform after graduating from Fisk, and even throughout my career as a judge, I've continued to perform. I've played either guitar or bass as a soloist, in a duo, and with groups. I've performed all over the United States, London, Paris, Amsterdam, Saigon, and even in China. I have a lot to be thankful for. Much of that credit has to go to Bob Holmes and the Fisk University Jazz Ensemble, the Orchestrated Crowd. Here I am playing my arrangement of Wes Montgomery's Road Song. It's an arrangement that I did myself. I recorded all the tracks, and all I can say is long live Bob Holmes and the Fisk Jazz Ensemble.
illustrated proudly. Here I have a note from the Dr. K. George Roberts, who was also a member of the Royal Strings and illustrated proudly in 1972 graduate. And it gives a mention she was the first woman to receive a doctorate in musical arts and conducting. She sent us a note. She said, "I would love to be part of the music reunion to honor Bob Holmes. However, I am in Germany and will not be back until later this summer. I think this is a wonderful idea to honor Bob, who was such a decisive influence for many of us. Without his vision and persistence to provide classical string education in the black schools of segregated national, I, along with others, would never have had the opportunity to achieve what we have."
he made us entrepreneurs. He made us want to go out and create new things. His creativity rubbed off on all of us. And so, even with groups this large, we have individuals that want to come together and form smaller groups, much more intimate groups, to make the music that much more interesting. So we've got a couple of smaller groups. We actually formed a woodwind quintet out of folks up here and some brothers and others. And this Alfred Johnson, Alfred Johnson from New York on Park has graced us with the presence today. And our sister institution down the street, TSU, was kind enough to lend us one of their instruments. So we'll hear a little something from Alfred
Johnson Ransom. Good evening, Fisk. It is a pleasure for me to be here this evening. My name is Alfred Johnson Ravens. I'm class of 76. And I have the great honor of being a part of the orchestrated crowd, also known as the Fisk Jazz Ensemble, under the direction of Robert L. Holmes. So the next selection or two I dedicate to memory of Bob Holmes.
the pieces that they recorded and performed was something called Open Pasture. This is Open Pasture of John Benson and Bob Hoffman.
I was a percussionist with the John Fisk Society. And I've been asked to share a few words about the group. I'm a pretty spontaneous person when I'm playing, but not very spontaneous when I'm writing, so I like to prepare something. I prepared this at the last minute, so I have to read it from this phone. So please, for whatever problems may occur related to that, but this is the point. Okay? 42 years since 1974, we, all of us, like you, were a little younger then when John Vetch gathered his society in a Nashville music studio. Bob Holmes, Billy Buell, Jim Bridges, Ed Lump Williams, Phil Royster, and of course, John Vetch. Each of us, not very different from you, trying to figure out which way to go, just how to get there. John Vetch didn't take long to figure which way we were going that day. Bob Holmes opened the charts, and something began that had never before existed. The society had been playing together several years by then, intent on jazz, yet working out its own way, until one night, in some strange, hollow-sounding club, Steve Blaylock's solo guitar launched from jazz into Three Blind Mice, as if never before had anyone done it justice. It's always a question of which way to go, but no one ever thought anyone would take us there. While I was still stretching for breath, the ceiling rose until the roof disappeared. Steve had turned the children's tale into a cosmic destination, and the rest of the band jumped on board. After that night, the John Vetch Society was never again the same. We moved through playing jazz to playing ourselves. Before long, it was like a Nigerian palaver. Everyone speaking and listening to each other at the same time. No confusion, no cacophony. All the dissonance and polymeters became nothing but the beds of syncopation, harmony, and communal resolution. We were just being ourselves together. At the recording session, I asked John what he wanted me to play. He told me, play whatever you want. Just don't play the same thing twice. All I ever really wanted to do was attend to what was going on. And my little bit, do it to help it all move along. No, I didn't know where we were going, but I did know what to do. Tonight, Fletcher Moon, one of Bob's students and John's classmates, has gathered us together, much as John Vetch used to do, to give honor to Bob Holmes, music writer, teacher, and performer extraordinaire. Bob wrote 2 of the songs on Earth Blossom and co-wrote a 3rd. He's gone now, yet he's still with us, inspiring us to find our ways to our very best selves. John went east to Max Roach and Archie Shepp. Then he went further east to New York and then Paris. We are here now, playing ourselves, and pleased to be ourselves together with you.
ones who are aware. These include Terry Atkins, class of 75, James Ron Keller, Cynthia Anderson, Tyree Glenn, William Castillo Cortez, former Fisk faculty member and bassist Dr. Darius Kimo, and last but certainly not least, Robert L. Bob Holmes, Jr.
Pleasant good evening to each and every one. Let's put your hands together for the orchestrated crowd. I'm happy to be here because I don't get out much. When they say come to Fisk, I'm here. We made many beautiful memories on the stage, and to tell you the truth, to this helped my grade average. Because Robert Holmes would give me A's playing them drums over there. I'm shocked to tell you I'm in the class of 1977. This is something that people didn't know me for at Fisk as a singer, as I was. Today we're going to do a tribute to the fathers and our musical father, Mr. Robert L. Holmes. Song for my father. Thank you. If there was ever a man who was generous, gracious, and good, then it was my friend. the real pleasure. And we will too, and always stand by me, so I'll be free and free. If there was ever a man who was generous, gracious, then it was my day. The man, a human being so true, he can live like he was in you. The pleasures of life, and he did go with you, and always stand by me, so I'll be unafraid and free. Billy, give me some for a minute. Saxophone over there. This is great. On the stage, Duke Ellington, Quincy Jones, Milt Jackson, Nat Campbell, the man, Robert L. The Everybody have a tissue. Thank you.
Andy Bay would be proud.
Huh?
Andy Bay would be proud.
Well, thank you. I'm going. And put your hands together for this illustrious orchestra. This, I mean,
Good evening. Well, my section says, after the crowd not here. But there was life after the crowd. There was life after the crowd. It was amazing how God continued to send talented men to this hallowed place. And in that, I was one of those people. There was always something, someone who had a desire to play true music. Well, at the same time, God sent us a gentleman by the name of Roby George. And that's who I played with. And I can remember some of the things that we played. Naive, in my own words, bedtime story, Cold Train, Joe Sample, Bird, Benson, and that's just to name a few. We did it a little differently, yes we did. We would have the opportunity to go out and be a touring band. Our first tour was done at Florida State University. It was just a small group, same strange orchestration. Very strange orchestration. There were a few horns, you maybe a couple of horns, we may have trombones, we had 2 flowers, we French horn. And we did have our string and rhythm section. So we took those tours. And then we took an alumni tour, going from Nashville to New Orleans, to Texas Southern, to Dillard, to Randall, to Texas Southern, because we left somebody in Texas. And we went to Bishop, which is no longer with us anymore. And we went to, Grandma and Dillard. Our second year, I remember a concert we did during the Spring Festival, featuring and highlighting Miss Mohier, a wonderful keyboardist and her drummer. Then one year we did a tribute to Jenny Lunsford. That's what we did from 76 through 70. So he was with us from 76 through 79. Although he's not here this evening, he sent us a letter that he asked that we do that. I'm honored to read this. To Fisk University Music Family, from Roby G. George, regarding the reunion on April 29, 2016. Dear Fisk alumni, musicians, and friends, I deeply regret that I will not be able to join you at the reunion on this Friday, April 29th. Nearly 40 years ago, in the fall of 1976, Fisk University gave me the opportunity of a lifetime when I was hired to be the director of instrumental music studies. Fresh out of completing my master's degree in music education from Florida State University, I can't tell you the excitement, joy, and anxious moments I had when I realized I would be joining one of the most elite and historically significant schools of music ever. The history of the Jubilee Singers was well known to me, and I couldn't wait to be a part of the tradition. I'll be in the tradition of music. I can remember even to this day the name of the 7 faculty members that comprised the Department of Music back then. The Kennedys, Mrs. Bugles, Mr. Hunter, Ed Kane, Darius Kima, and myself. Wow, what great memories and what great music we shared with an incredibly talented group of student musicians. Randall Rogers, George Cooper, and Benjamin Bacon, to name a few, were a part of a cast of talented members in the band that worked tirelessly to understand the concepts of music theory, history, and performance. We all felt we were making a difference, and I have to say that over these past 40 years, I have never felt more appreciated than for the work I was able to do while a professor at Fisk, and the satisfaction I felt working with that core of people. To honor Bob Holmes at this particular event is was also very special. Bob paved the way for all of us that followed him. It's with great respect, admiration, and appreciation that he be recognized for his work. I would also like to acknowledge and honor all of those of you, returning, including students and faculty alike. To say that this university will live in my heart forever would be an understatement. The students, the faculty, the friendships I established, and the love for the city of Nashville all grew out of my love for Fisk University and the 3 years I was there from 1976 to 1917. Many times I think about those years and I wish I was still there. Please extend my congratulations to all involved in this event. The administration, the event planners, and the Alumni Association have no doubt been an integral part of making this event a reality. Congratulations to you all. Please keep me in the loop of activities sponsored by the Alumni Association and the Fisk family. I would love to be a part of other special events in the future. And finally, everyone at Fisk University will forever be a vital part of shaping who I've become as a musician and educator. Thank you. Sincerely, Logan George, Director of Bands, Indiana State University. Also played a wonderful part in my life. He and my mother were classmates in the music department at Tennessee State. And that love, they poured that into me. And to this day, I stand as a musician, relishing in the history that I grew up with Bob as well as my mother. Thank you.
We talked quite a bit about our culture, clearly we want to draw it all together, but this is also another celebration for the Duke, the one, the only, the other. So we're going to do a little few songs by the Duke and see what we can do.
Rolanda Harley,
Lisa Spells.
Michael Gray,
Robbie Shangle.
Gary Nash. Pearl Lawrence.
Cynthia Turner Grant. Pamela Howard.
Brandon Bailey.
Shaka Tony.
James Moon.
Philip Royston.
William White,
William Bone.
Calvin Wilson.
Harold Simmons. Anthony Smith.
Derek Richardson.
Ed Boone.
Let's see a hand of the move. All the moves, stand up. It's really been a pleasure. We really hope to do this again. This was kind of like a shakeout cruise for us. There is a possibility, although a small one, that we may do another one in the fall around homecoming. There's an outside possibility. We may get Quincy to come in. That would bring it full circle. So, I see a person right here that doesn't have her instrument up here, so now you have time. We've got some other people, Mr. Johnny Taylor with, Johnny T. We actually located him. I really have not seen him in 40 plus years. He and his wife were actually, they're in Fresno, getting ready to move back to Los Angeles this weekend, so he wasn't able to make it. There's a possibility we'll be able to get him in here, and he's a fabulous pianist. So, let's keep our little fingers crossed, okay? And we will see you guys again. We're going to head out on See Them Blues by the Duke. Got one young man, you haven't heard him yet, he's been sitting up here quietly. He actually is going to play something. This is Mr. Brandon Bailey on the harmonica, graduate of 2015, and is a Suzuki endorsed musician. All right. we do have one little bit of unfinished business. I've not played my horn in 7 years, and I was forced, my arm was twisted by Mr. Fletcher Moon. I've been all week. But Fletcher, we got a little something for you, so come on up here. Had it not been for Fletcher, we really...
Thank you all so much. This really has been just a labor of love. We had the idea several years ago, actually before Mr. Hall passed, we kept talking about it, we never got around to it. And you just said, well, this might be the time to do it. Because as everyone knows, this isn't just one class. This is an all-class. We figured that might be the attraction to get a wide spectrum of our former membership to come. And everyone said, hello, everyone said, great to hear from you. It's been 40 years for some of us. And it's just been a blessing. It's been a miracle. You heard it. Like we said, it's only been a few rehearsals. Some folks actually just came in tonight and played with no rehearsal. You know, that's how we flow. That's how Bob had us on back in the day. And just wanted to try to represent a little bit of that flavor that we had and that we've carried on through our lives. Not a speech person, but thank you all for coming. I hope this has been enjoyable for you. Of being not just a celebration of Fisk and Bob Holmes, but of Duke Ellington's birthday, which happens to be today. Yes. So, and for those of you who have a program, one of the things that was a real blessing, and I remember seeing that picture in that magazine, and all of us of a certain age remember that old expression, wasn't it Jet, it didn't happen. We found that picture in Jet magazine of Bob making Duke Ellington an honorary member of the orchestrated crowd. A lot of those great giants that we had the opportunity to work with, perform with, were honorary members of our crowd, as opposed to the opposite. But it was an amazing experience. Something that we treasured down through the years. Let me thank each and every one that's here. You've heard their names, but I wish everyone would kind of come to my probably don't want to do that. You might not be able to see everybody, you just heard the name. But this is a cross-section of family and friends, from some from many years, some from fewer years, some obviously from my natural family. This is kind of amazing because all 5 of them brothers here on stage. Miracle. Yeah. Yes, another version of brothers and others. Yeah, another thing you know about two brothers and others. And you got Ken Shaka. My wife here, Marilyn, also known as Kenya. I didn't actually say it, but when I played Sophisticated Lady, that was dedicated to my wife. lady of the nieces is Miss Mia Moore. She's the daughter of my brother James Moore. And we have a few other family members in the house. My nephew, Chris Franklin. You didn't see him, he's up top doing a video for us. You class of 2002?
Oh, 2002.
2002, class, Fisk class of 2002. He just came and said, where can I set it up? I'm on. And he came up with Memphis to help us to get a video record. Thank you, Chris. And as Reverend Keller was speaking, and she talked about Dr. William George, there were some others that also were part of that lineage. William T. Dargan was another former member of the ensemble. My brother William, whose wonderful arrangement you heard with the Woodwind Quintet, as you saw in the program, was also a former Fisk faculty member, department chair, and former director of the jazz ensemble as well. And we want to thank our current director of the Fisk jazz ensemble. Carry that on. But we just thank you all for hanging with us, and thank everybody in the group. We just do what we do, roll the flow with the punches, and wonderful big time. Where is Alfred? Alfred left, and you heard a little bit of the story, but that was another miracle. Again, Alfred and I have been talking over the years. I said it would be great if we come back and play, and everything worked together, so we hear a wonderful gift from the heart. So again, I hope you had a wonderful evening and enjoyed everything. Thank you all for being here. Thank you.